Right, welcome along everyone, it's Grizz. We're at Fowler's in Bristol. It's time to take out the KTM 1290 Super Duke. Arr, let's do it. Let's take this bad boy out. Let's go. Right, so today we are out on the KTM Super Duke 1290R. Been wanting to ride this bad boy for quite some time, but what with all the things going on with lockdowns, etc., it's just not happened. Brakes are super strong and loads of feel. Absolutely no problems with a bit of heavy braking. Yeah, basically I'm looking at buying this bike because I want to use it as like weekend fun and also like a commuter, you know. So yeah, I think this would fit the bill very well, don't you? So let's see what this bad boy is like. Let's get it out of this built up area. I mean, it's actually handling these low speeds very well, although I wouldn't really be inclined to use the quick shifter at these kinds of speeds, but it's good and it's easy to maneuver at these low speeds. It's not heavy, it's not like top heavy or anything like that, and it's got a nice sound about it. I mean, obviously it's being quite kind of muffled by that standard can, but I've heard these with some aftermarket exhaust systems and they sound absolutely amazing. So yeah, I mean, I guess really actually this type of riding is very much worthy noting, because this could be the type of riding I would be doing on my way to work each day, commuting through the traffic. So yeah, it's a very valid exercise, although I would rather be out on the twisty roads right now. I can feel this bike is super you know, flickable and kind of easy to kind of maneuver. It's super light on its feet. Let's get through this traffic. What I'm looking for is something that's going to be practical, but I also want something with a wow factor. It's got to have a bit of an X factor. So I want it to kind of really grab my attention, pull me away from the distraction of selling my Ducati 916 and Hayabusa, and say to myself, yeah, that was a good choice. Let's get through this flipping lot. Look at it, it's so bad. All this traffic, flipping heck. Let's change the mode. Ride mode, street, sport. Let's go on to sport. We're going to get out onto some faster roads now. Is that what I need to do? Does it come out now automatically? No. Who's beeping who? People flipping beeping people. Oh, it's like stuck in the mode. Will it opt out? Right, I mean, I'm not really very au fait with the adjustment of the display here. But I put it into rider modes and I've got it into the sport mode, but I don't know how to exit out. I'm sure you're all going, Grizz, don't be stupid, and I can feel it's already a bit more aggressive on the throttle response. Trying to get through this traffic, it's just a nightmare. Right, it's quick. It's flipping very quick. Obviously This is an absolute beast, as we know. No surprises there. It's a beast. No two ways about it. But this is a good thing about these bikes. Yeah, super nakeds. They've got a massive amount of grunt. Huge grunt. Like all the grunt you can take and more. But you also, the wind factor just turns it into a how fast do I really need to go. So it kind of almost stops you from doing it, but you do just kind of, I think, end up getting encouraged to go faster and faster. Oh dear, love it actually. Very nice. Right, we're off. So easy to steer. And it's got a nice thing, the engine braking, when you chuck it down the gear. It's obviously got a slippier clutch, and you can feel that kind of working. And it doesn't feel like I'm on a Super Duke. My main complaint, or not complaint, but the main thing I didn't enjoy on the older Super Duke, when I rode Lamb Chops' Super Duke, was that the front end was vague on a corner. This is not vague. What does it sound? Oh, sounds good, doesn't it? Sounds very angry. So easy to ride quick. Is it a fault that it just actually makes you want to beast it? Could that be described as a fault? Never. 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 Let's face it, guys, you know, why do we ride bikes? It's for a bit of fun, isn't it? This certainly fills the fun bags. So much grunt there. Such lovely feed of power. Really cannot fault that. Gorgeous. I'm finding it hard to think that I'm going to find anything better than this bike now. On my quest to find the right bike, I mean, I found it. This is it, surely. Does it get better than this? Love it. Loving it. And it's easy just to cruise off. Just take your time, nice and steady. Definitely got the kind of, I feel like a rebel feel to it. It's crying out for a loud exhaust system. Just checking to make sure there's no police following me. Jeez. No popo. It makes you feel like you're doing something illegal. Fuck me, fucking hell. Jesus Christ almighty. Fuck me. Fucking hell. Jesus Christ almighty. Jesus Christ almighty. Davey roofing, you're losing your roofing, mate. My God. Backing it up a bit. Your roof's coming off. Your roof is all coming off. Your roof is going off. The roofing panels flew off. About 2 or 3 of them flew off. These white roofing panels, they've gone down the dual carriageway. There we go. Narrowly avoided being taken out. It's actually quite hard to vlog on this bike because it just makes you want to go maybe slightly quick, and it's very hard to put in some kind of something that you can hear and that's valuable to you guys, and the footage that I can actually show. Oh dear. So it's hard to vlog on from a wind blast and the bike egging me on standpoint, and being distracted by flipping things coming off the top of the van and nearly hitting me. But there we go, fun and games. Let's have a little look at this bike. I need to park up somewhere and I'll give you a walk around of the bike. Let's not go here, let's go somewhere better. Manoeuvring, now an important thing, is easy. I mean, it is tall. I've got my feet though, enough of my foot on the floor to be able to turn it. Turn in circles good, and yeah, no problems with that, so that is a good thing. Let's have a look here. Let's park it up, have a little walk around. So Super Duke 1290R, that's quite a breathtaking bike. I mean, it's just power everywhere. It's comfortable, powerful. It's going to sound really nice without that end exhaust on. It looks like it's removable, maybe. Yeah, maybe you can just take the can off and put a different can on there. There is a cat under there, which does obviously, let's turn it off a sec. There is a cat there, which is just obviously, it's normal nowadays. I mean, a full system, that thing would absolutely burn your ears, wouldn't it? But maybe just a change to the can would just perk it up that little bit more sound wise. But I like it in these colours. I also like it in the blue, both bluey. It's got that kind of bluey colour as well, isn't it? I like it in both colours. There isn't really much I dislike about this bike. Things I dislike. What do I dislike? Back seat doesn't really bother me. Taffy might occasionally go on it, but only probably short trips. She got her own bike. I can't actually see anything I dislike about it. I guess if anything, these electronics is not right. We're in fuel reserve. That I don't like. Going into the fuel reserve, that's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? It's a lovely bike. I do like it. I think it looks really cool in the black. I think it's just a little bit moody, isn't it? That's definitely a little bit bad boy. A lot of bad boy, actually. Grizz is tempted. Fowlers of Bristol, thank you guys so much for the test ride and you accommodating me so quickly without any notice. I just came in and said, can I have a test ride? And you were lovely. The young lady that served me was lovely. Sorry, I forgot your name because I have a memory of a goldfish. But I really like this bike and I really appreciate the test ride. So thank you guys very much. I will try and come back to you some more and do more of the bikes. I want to test ride so many bikes, to be fair. I want to test ride GSX-R 1000. I want to test ride the MT10. I want to test ride the Toronto again, RSV4. I want to test ride all the kind of super nakeds and a few sports bikes, and out of them kind of decide which bike is for me. But at the moment, I don't know if I made a mistake taking this one out. I like this integrated kind of LED tail light and how it just kind of glows nicely. Yeah, it's very nice actually. I'm not just saying it. So let's have a look at these modes. So we've got like performance, they've got rain mode, street mode, sport, performance and track. I mean, I think in performance and track you can first deactivate with kill switch. Okay, there we go. So performance, yeah, you can adjust everything like the throttle. What we got here? Street, sport or track. Let's go sport. And can we go back out? How do we go back out? Ah, there's a return button. There we go. I got it. Sussed it come the end. It's the best way to learn a bike like this. It's just to get on anti-wheelie mode. Oh, we've got to push it that way. Off or on. I'm going to leave it on because I don't really particularly want to do a wheelie. Launch control on. So we'll have a look at that in a sec. Leave performance. So we can leave the performance. And yeah, there is the back button. So that's the ride modes. Motorcycle, what's all that about? Into the motorcycle. Quick shifter, I mean, at the moment it's on. I don't want it off, but it's good that you could switch it off, because like I said earlier, sometimes I just like to do all the, you know, throttle blips and everything else. For if I want to have more of an interactive experience and turn off the quick shifter and blipper, you can do it. So I do like that. That's a good feature. ABS mode, I mean, to be honest with you, you can turn it on to Supermoto and that will basically disable the rear ABS. Now for me, I see no real need for that, to be honest. Yeah, I'm not really going to go sliding, but if you wanted to take it on track and lock at the back and mess around and things like that, yeah, that's all the, I think, the engine braking, isn't it? Settings, what's on the settings? Custom switchings, Bluetooth, headset type, display theme, automatic night. What is night one like? Ooh, night looks rather stealth, doesn't it? I quite like the night. Button elimination. Oh yeah, it's got all your buttons and stuff. It all lights up. I really like that. And you can also switch it off, and you've got different kind of strengths of brightness. What else? Shift light. So I'm guessing you can adjust the shift light, which is quite cool. RPM 1. I'm not going to mess around with those. Daytime running light, clock, units, language. Watch your language. Trips and data. Does it tell me how much fuel I've got left, I wonder? Any warnings? Fuel reserve. Okay, so I'm not sure how much fuel I've got. I don't know if I've got an hour's worth of fuel. That's a little bit of a bummer, but never mind. Oh, look at that. That's night, nice and red. Oh, it is nice, isn't it? It's a nice piece of kit. It is a nice piece of kit. I could see me riding this, and it's got one of those disc locks at the front. Have you seen these? I don't know if this is standard kit from KTM or Fowler's have fitted it. It's got KTM stamp on it, these things, so you don't need a disc lock. You can literally just press in and lock the disc. So if you want to park up, you ain't got to carry around a disc lock like I always do. That thing is a disc lock built in, all ready to go. I don't know if that's standard, I doubt it is, but a nice feature and something I would definitely use. Yeah, I like it. I'm not sure about these L1, C2 things. C1, C2. Oh, I see. Alright, so let's go again. Let's go have a bit more fun. We're in performance mode. I've played with the settings a little bit more. It's going to be a bit aggressive, I expect. God help us. It feels like one of those days today. It feels like a wacky day. I've had flipping stuff flying off at the top of the van, nearly hitting me, and I don't know, just driving seems erratic. So it seems very well mannered, even in performance mode, even at these low speeds. It's not, I don't get the feeling it's going to do anything unpredictable. Although I've not turned up the settings to be the most aggressive, to be fair, but it's a bit more aggressive now. I can definitely feel this bike would very happily loft the front wheel. Grizz isn't into wheelies, it's not really his thing, particularly on demo bikes, let alone my own bike. My biggest fear of wheelies is getting it down safely and not damaging the bike, you know, so that's why I don't really do wheelies. They do happen occasionally, and I'm not trying to do them, but rarely, to be honest. Grizz just isn't that kind of rider. We're off. And it's such a nice flowing bike, this. It really has got a nice feel to it. Alright, let's give this bike a fair shout. Let's pull in here and let me put it into like a real, like, around town mode. It seems like a bit of a faff to do it, but I don't also want to say this bike is really kind of bitey or something when maybe it's not. Leave performance, that's what I want. There we go. So, street mode. Let's have it in street mode. That's street mode. Street. And now I found this quite an interesting thing to do when I test rode the 790 Duke. It was a worthwhile thing doing. See, that's better now. Going up into second from first, although a bit slower, obviously, but my speed I was carrying was a bit slower, but it's definitely smoother. And still has plenty of grunt when you need it in the street mode, but I do get that feeling it's just that little bit smoother. So let's have a look. Let's just flip and have a look. Take it down to first. Take it down. I've got no one behind me. Right, so I mean it's still a little bit jumpy. To be fair, I don't really think quick shifters should be used to go from first up to second. Now, particularly on V-twins, I think stuff like if you're on the S1000RR and you did that, it would just be silky smooth and you wouldn't know about it. But the difference is that with the V-twins, all the power is down low, and you make changes to the power delivery when you're at a low speed like that, and yeah, it becomes a lot more kind of clunky, let's say that, like that. But that would be my only kind of thing, but I would say that is completely normal for this type of bike. For a V-twin, a big CC V-twin, my Ducati 1299 was exactly the same. You only really wanted it in first, but we are cruising in third at 30, note that. So it is capable of doing that, as where my Panigale 1299 would not. It would be like coughing and spluttering and asking for first gear, please. So that is a worthwhile thing noting. So from a standpoint of me using this as a commuter to and from work every day, it could definitely do it. It can throw a bit of fun into the ride, but it can also cruise along at 30 quite happily and not give you any cause for concern. Comfort's great. Does it have heated grips, I wonder? Am I really worried? Well, I guess for the winter it might be quite nice to have heated grips, mightn't it? Oh, what gear have I got? I have got first. yeah, for the winter it would be nice to have heated grips. I can't see any sign of heated grips on this bike, but you could get them added. It wouldn't be a deal breaker for me, that's for sure. I guess key things with this bike are I like the look of it visually. I also know it sounds amazing with an aftermarket exhaust on. It's got all the mod cons, it's got all the extras, and it's easy to ride, it's comfortable, which Grizz needs a bit of comfort. Grizz needs a KTM 1290 Super Duke R. I need it. Yeah, and it's happy going around through little roads like this. It's not like being stressed. It's not saying like, Grizz, what are you doing in this god awful gear? Oh, this car waiting for me. Thank you. Thank you very much. I don't think the driver was very impressed by that manoeuvre. And now I think about it, Grizz was in the wrong. He should have stopped and let the car come up the hill. Had right of way, really. That was a bit naughty of Grizz. Sorry, car driver. Yeah, so I like this. It's definitely fitting the bill. I love those orange clocks. I would leave that in. That's night mode. I would leave night mode engaged all day and be a rebel. Yeah, it's easy to manoeuvre at slow speeds. Didn't need to put a foot down then. Very nice. It's well balanced, this bike. That's what it is. Yeah, definitely great for around town, and as we know, it's definitely for a bit of definitely good for a bit of throttle action. Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm actually loving it. I'm gonna go there. Let's go there. Grizz loves it. So what else can what can knock the KTM 1290 Super Duke R? What can knock it off this amazing pedestal I'm putting it on? We're going to find out, because I'm going to go and test ride more bikes. Yeah, as I said, I want to test ride a lot of Super Nakeds. I've already test rode a Turono. I know it's a 2.0, but I say Turono because that's me, because I'm Bristolian and it's easier for me to pronounce. So yeah, I'm going to test ride a Turono, and I want to try an RSV4, because it would be stupid not to. As much as I want a comfy Super Naked, is as much as I want sports bikes still. I've had over 30 years of sports bikes, and once it gets into your blood, it's hard to get it out, isn't it? So yeah, I want to try some more sports bikes. GSXRs, S1000 RRs, I don't know. Sky's the limit, guys. It's not really. My wallet isn't a bottomless one, but I do want to just try everything out now and get out of my system and satisfy myself that I'm making the right purchase for me. And yeah, let's try them. Let's try some bikes out, innit? I think street mode is definitely what it says on the tin for the street. It just makes it that bit easier to get on with. Still bags of power, but it just smooths everything out, I fancy, and makes it an easier bike to live with. I mean, that's why they've got the different modes. That's why they're there, isn't it? Oh, look at the flipping traffic. It's so quick and easy and nimble with this bike. That's the thing I love about it, actually. To make sure I don't hit my camera. Take a wide berth. It's so easy at this. Look at that. That's just such an easy bike, even though I did a bit of a ham-fisted brake. Just getting used to it, really, but super nimble and easy just to jet around town. And bags of power for out on those big roads. And a nice bit of grunt. Really like this, actually. I'm going to ask what this C1, C2 is about. Oh, it's for the display, isn't it? Cockpit, I think, display, maybe. Oh, there we go. Yeah, it's quicker access, maybe, to those modes. Yeah, everything's keyless, ignition's keyless. Oh dear, flipping heck, that was a near crash. Yeah, ignition's keyless, fuel cap's keyless. So no one can nick your keys at the lights, but they could kick you off and ride off on it, I know. But I do like the all keyless thing. I've never lived with a keyless bike, so it's hard to know how good or bad it is. Yeah, you just need to use that clutch going up into second, I feel, if you're on the gas a little bit. But I can't fault it, guys, to be honest. I cannot fault this bike, really like it. Haven't got enough good things to say about it. I love the styling, I love the comfort, I love the performance, I love its flexibility, being able to really turn on the gas and get the beans going when you need to, and also just being able to cruise and use it as a commuter, as an everyday bike. Yeah, 1290R KTM 1290R Super Duke is definitely an everyday bike, and that is something I'm looking for. It really is a very important factor for me. So yeah, cool beans, cool, like it a lot. Thank you. Look at that, that's just so lovely. Such a lovely bit of smooth, effortless grunt. Kick you through the traffic. Gert lush. And this bike is just, for me, it's just, I think the one thing I'm really pulling out of it now, I think it's the agility of this bike. When you consider it's a 1300cc V-twin, you just don't feel that weight. It just feels so light and well balanced. It really is a great confidence inspiring bike. Back to Fowlers now. Thank you, Fowlers, cannot thank you enough for the test ride. I'm going to come back, going to do some more test rides, arrange some more with you, and see if we can together we can find me the right bike. But it's been a pleasure, a real pleasure to take out the KTM, the Super Duke 1290R. Oh, it's got a bark as well. It's a lovely bark. So, what an eventful test ride. We sampled the Super Duke's arm braking acceleration, nutty drivers, and yeah, roofing panels, fascia panels or something coming off the top of a van and narrowly avoiding us going down a dual carriageway. But it was great. Thank you, Fowlers, so much for the ride of your bike. I'll be back.